On a marché jusqu'à l'arbre.
We're here.
What a huge tree!
C'est vrai qu'il est plutôt gros.
Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Good, you made it. Are you ready?
Ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive currents.
Au flot de conscience. D'accord.
The Balladeer's actually doing what Nahida tells him. Guess he must want to stay alive.
Ouais, c'est marrant ça. Ou alors il est malin, il prépare un plan.
The rest is up to you. If you discover anything at all, make sure to share it with...
Will do.
Il va rien nous dire, je sens la douille
For
là.
once, we're the ones with no... Traveler, Paimon. Yes, I've also invited Paimon. Huh? What the? We can talk to each other inside our head? That's part of it. Plus, we're all friends. There's nothing wrong with us talking like this once in a while. Paimon's never tried this before. This is great! So, Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladeer's a bit of a walking contradiction? He's always talking back, but he seems to listen to what you say. As I've told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to perhaps today will be the day that he finds some answers.
Ok.
Well done. Smart and attentive as always.
J'ai eu de courtes visions, c'est vrai.
So,
Faut tout dire, faut
you
tout
made
dire.
contact with that part of his mind. Well, it's true. Betrayal. Huh. Paimon thought nothing could get under that guy's skin. Turns out, he can get... Everyone has a history, Paimon. Even if you're a puppet created by the Electro Archon. Speaking of puppets, we ran into two people at the Academia today talking about an essay. Turns out their topic was about the
Ah oui, c'est vrai.
Tatara incident. If you mean the mysterious events, the Kabuki Mono and so on. Really? Because from what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatarasuna's history is still unexplained. And...
Ah, ça se trouve, c'est vraiment l'imagination des gens. Mais non.
Oh, how interesting. Those two managed to deduce quite a lot. So the Gase got it right? Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatarasuna was sabotaged.
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having. Funny how all the good ones happen when I'm not involved.
Ah, c'est vrai qu'il est là, lui.
Makes you think we're talking
Il est là,
to
lui.
each other?
Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without
Il veut
me.
participer à la thèse.
Obviously, I must be the topic of... Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
So, have you found anything yet?
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me if there was nothing on either of you in Irminsul at all.
Eh bah ouais, évidemment.
Wait!
On est pas près de la retrouver,
know
notre
about
sister.
that. Did Nahida tell you?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if... Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself. And making cordial conversation is something I can manage. Huh? Wait.
Oula, qu'est-ce qu'il a vu? Qu'est-ce qu'il sent? Wow.
This light. It looks similar to those saplings. What could it be?
Anonymous data.
Des données anonymes,
Forget
putain
the
mais...
agreement.
Oh,
You
c'est
have
un
to
vrai
share
truc
it with us.
informatique.
Shh. Just wait.
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk?
Okay.
We are talking about Tatara Suna's furnace, after all. It may not pay to act rashly.
There's no one else who can enter the furnace. It has to be me.
Is that so? Well, since you insist.
It's...
Whoa!
Ok.
I have been in Tatarasuna for some
J'ai vu
time
que c'était une
now.
cinématique.
You have shown me great hospitality, as has Mikoshi Nagamasa. And indeed, under your leadership, Tatarasuna is a warm, welcoming place. Like a giant village. People are gainfully employed. Their lives have purpose. They are motivated. As I understand, the Raiden Shogun has, in recent years, eliminated much of the evil that plagued Inazuma. As for Tatarasuna, it was originally established as a
moelle
means of
cristalline.
safely disposing the forging
vieux aussi,
industry
ça,
with
quand on
crystal
devait
marrow as
récupérer tous
a
ces
raw
trucs.
material
C'était
has
stylé
since
aussi.
flourished, giving rise to generations, skills, blood, dreams. Every smith brought into this trade looks to find their purpose between steel and blade. That is why you accepted the proposal brought to you by myself and Akame.
Yes, well, were it not for you coming to Inazuma and happening to make Akame's acquaintance, the two of you never would have joined forces. And he would be the first to admit that there's no way he could have revolutionized our forging process like this on his own. You
Okay.
allowed Akame to take all the credit for a method that you jointly developed. He sold it to me, and now every piece of ore here is smelted using the new technique. Even now, you remain one of Tatarasuna's key consultants, working right here alongside us. I believe it is you, sir, who are...
You flatter me. From the outset, I saw much that was commendable in the forging industry of Inazuma. And it has been my great honor to befriend you all.
So you say,
Ok,
Escher,
il est honoré, tout ça.
but is this...
My good sir.
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected. Because I didn't want to speculate. And I didn't want to believe that things could turn out this way. What have we gained from adopting your new technology? Ominous black smoke? Mounting production problems? Worker
Là, il parle
fatigue
de
and
la
casualties are up
pollution et
and
tout, là, non?
continuing to rise at an alarming rate. And recently, as you well know, someone died because of that strange filth inside the furnace.
Aïe,
We've kept the truth from spreading outside, but still. I suspect you, none of the people who went out to get help have come back. Now, our mutual friend, the Kabuki Mono, is taking the Golden Feather to Narukami Island to seek an audience with Shogun. This is our last hope, but that doesn't faze you, does it, Escher? Nothing does.
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere. I'm sure you've been harboring these suspicions for quite some time.
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one common denominator among all these events. Namely you, Escher. But Mr. Mikoshi is more cautious than I. He does things by the book.
After all, Nagamasa is the adopted son of Mikoshi Torichio, the yokai struck down by the Shogun's own hand. If he truly seeks to redeem his family's honor, an abundance of caution is well advised.
You're well informed
Okay.
on the subtleties of his situation for a mechanic all the way from...
Why, Mr. Niwa, are you suggesting I find a job as a diplomat?
Enough, Escher. I'm here
Hola,
because
hola.
an evil force
Ça
is
rigole moins,
raging
là.
inside the furnace. And someone needs to take your new device inside the high-risk zone so we can absorb it and put an end to the problem. I'm in charge here. And I'm about to take some responsibility and head inside. Probably to my death. But what about you?
Que faites-vous encore
Judging
ici?
from the look in your eyes, you don't seem to
Drop the act! We're past that now. Whoever you are, it looks like your plan to destroy Tatarasuna. I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left? Don't you have all your answers by now?
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment.
Oula, quoi? Attends.
A
C'est pas un
moment
coup de lame?
like this, where you finish talking and I stop you from entering the furnace.
You...
Il l'a tué ou pas?
You...
Qu'est-ce qu'il lui a fait alors?
You're a little smarter than I thought I'd disguise myself exceptionally well.
Du coup, nous,
At
nous
least
on a
for the
vu.
first few
On
days.
a vu ça.
But to my surprise, you had your people look into my background right from the start. It's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that didn't stop them. Eventually, they managed to confirm that, and yet, despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity, and what I seek in Tatarasuna.
Did you really think you would be able to see through
Ouais,
my
il change de voix.
plan?
If you kill me, there's no one who can get inside the furnace. So you're really going to destroy this place? Is
Okay.
that it?
Oh, but you're quite wrong. There is one other person. Some may not see him as a person, but you told him yourself. You're not a
D'accord.
puppet. You're a human. You're just missing a heart.
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this. They'll be found out. But this makes no sense. What?
It's no trouble at all.
C'est un peu long encore. Hein.
Patience is a virtue which I have in abundance. This is all part of a carefully controlled... If you must know, I'm happy to divulge my true identity. I'm a Fatui harbinger. Call me the Doctor.
Ah mais attends. Salut
Fatui?
le docteur.
Who?
Just to create a
Merde.
minor inconvenience.
That's it. That's why you gave us your...
Look how even the righteous soul is filled with venom when faced with its demise. My device functions precisely as you say. It is the only chance you have of preventing a catastrophe and keeping the... It is easier for a person to be possessed by evil spirits when they are filled with hate. So give in to your fury. I want to see what happens when a malevolent heart is placed into an unsuspecting puppet. Make no mistake, even without you, that pure, innocent puppet would only end up being used by someone else instead. What other reason would a human have for...
Ouais, lui est en train de décéder lui. Il est bientôt mort. Hein.
He has nothing to prove to anyone. Because not everyone.
What a beautiful way to see the world.
Ouais, il lui a dit
It
en gros il y a le
almost
gentil et vous
makes me
êtes le
feel a
méchant.
little guilty. Then think of me as a monster or a demon, if you wish. At least this way your death is not a consequence of your own folly turning you into an easy target. You simply... I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet
Mais il
friend
va pas mourir,
become a
personne meurt
human?
là-dedans, dans ce jeu.
No, that will prove quite Mr. Niwa. Already dead. Jester, I have completed the task you gave me. Creating a gap and infiltrating Inazuma's inner workings. I'd like to introduce...
Oula, ok. Ah bah on revient là.
Hey,
Dottore.
Ouais, il va redevenir fou lui. Ah, calme-toi, calme-toi. Excellent.
Was that
Good.
the doctor? But why did we see things from him? When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind. You have to admit, it must...
Maybe so, but it means nothing.
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. He never meant for you to be the one to take the device into the furnace. You know very well what that means. Even more...
Ah ouais, ok, l'histoire en fait c'était pas vrai. Ok, ok.
Give him some space. We need to give him some time to process his emotions.
Faut qu'il se calme.
Still confused about the Tatarasuna incident. Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon. It's natural that you find it difficult to understand. So now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the kabuki mono to live with the people of Tatarasuna. Later, the doctor showed up. It was all a
D'accord.
horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Everything he did was just to plant seeds of disaster in Inazuma that would bear fruit in the future. Of all the unwitting participants in the doctor's experiment, the balladeer became the main test subject. After the
Ok, il s'est fait
events
embobiner
he
en
just
fait.
saw in that memory, the
Scaramuccia, il
doctor
s'est fait
put
embobiner
Miwa's
par le
heart
docteur.
into the device and handed it to the balladeer. Then he instructed him to enter the furnace and absorb all the filth caused by the smelting process. The load was far beyond what he expected, but the balladeer survived. He left the furnace in sheer exhaustion and said that the mechanic answered. Miwa fled this place for fear of punishment, but he left you a gift. He said the mechanic removed the withered heart from the device as he spoke. The balladeer was stunned that such unthinkable cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for his entire life. He thought Miwa had completely betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal had ensured his survival.
Oh
Holy
là
moly!
là, c'est compliqué.
So the doctor killed an innocent man and pinned everything on the victim?
Putain, il tue des innocents le docteur. C'est pas cool.
Yes. Only if he understands this can he choose a new path forward.